Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we're taking the new Big Mom into the Forest of Training Straw against DEVOUR Hawkins, and that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now I gotta say, before we actually dive into the crux of the forest, Big Mom is a forest meme. She just absolutely decimates forests, and what she does with SEMLA slots against Hawkins, it's just unfair. Like, it's absolutely unfair. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean when we make our way to stage 11. Alright, so starting here at battle 11, we come up against Okiku. Now, this stage is normally fairly finicky for every single team that I've used, coming up against the Hawkins Forest. But for Big Mom, it's just an absolute joke. You lose your friend captain for 2 turns, and then on the second turn, Okiku binds a random unit. She'll then bind 2 units on the next turn, and then 3 after that. Even with, like, Shoutout Mancherry, like, removing bind, it's always been an issue with every other team. But with Big Mom, she just has that crazy 1.2 million end of turn damage. And honestly, it just does, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's actually so damn powerful. Not only does it do a lot of damage, but the paralysis effect in forests can be an absolute game changer. Now, when it comes to forests and paralysis, you only need to, like, clear the forest once. Now, paralysis is not a sure thing, but it definitely helps, especially when you need to clear the forest for the first time. So if you have this Big Mom, you're in for good stead, because, like, I will have a video coming out with just Big Meme versus all of the forests, and she just works so well. Not only that, but her end of turn damage or her paralysis effect can remove 1 turn of damage reduction and threshold, and it works amazingly for this stage here against Hold'em. As you guys saw, we did get special blinded from Raizo, but with the switchability of Shoutout Mancherry, we can actually remove that. Now, before we move on from this stage, you do want to make sure that you have your versatility of Shanks maxed. That's actually fairly important, so make sure you are farming that up throughout the starting runs, eating all of those Psi and In Orbs as the run goes on. On the second turn, as you'll see, or the end of the first turn I should say, on the Hold'em stage, you'll see that the paralysis effect doesn't actually kick in because of full immunity, but you'll notice that the threshold is actually whittling down. With Big Mom's end of turn or her paralysis, she can remove defensive effects like threshold and damage reduction, which works very, very nicely here, as that way we don't have to stall that much on Hold'em, because we can start removing the threshold. Then he'll attack, he'll have his turn, and then he'll lose one as well, and that way we're in pretty good stead here, as he actually does more damage over time. From this stage, this is where we absolutely cheese the forest. All teams pretty much do this when you are doing the Hawkins Forest. You basically want to lock a whole bunch of either recovery orbs or some sort of Wano slot or SEMLA slots. Now this forest was built around Luffy and Zoro, and the idea here was to actually lock your Wano slots, and then on the next turn when we come up against Kinemon and Kanjuro, they give us the super orb block. But with Big Mom, her special is not only going to give us an orb boost, but it'll actually give us a full board of SEMLA slots, and thanks to the Magello ship, we can actually lock them, move into the next stage against Kinemon and Kanjuro, and actually get that super orb block, and now we're just hunky-dory for the rest of the fight. On this stage, they're going to paralyze our captains, but thanks to the Bardo support, it's the only notable support we have. The rest is stat boosters on Robin to remove the paralysis, and then we can just basically switch with Shoutout Mancherry, get some healing up, and then we can use the super typing of Big Mom to give ourselves an attack boost. With Pudding's basically just here for cooldowns. We do cop a bunch of special reverse on this stage, so utilizing the Pudding special here works out quite nicely, because not only will she give us cooldowns, but she can stockpile that attack boost that Big Mom gives us, as it is a super typing, and we actually can't get that replenished. On the Kyorishiro stage now, as you'll see, we've actually got normal attacks only from the Kanjuro and Kinemon stage. So now that sort of like end of turn damage from Big Mom isn't really doing too much for us, besides either getting the paralysis off or removing those defensive effects. On this stage, we do cop special blind, but having Verse Shanks is just an absolute god. I don't think I'm probably don't think I'm gonna do the like Hawkins Forest with these showcases anymore, because like these characters that come out, especially like Marco and Big Mom, just both absolutely tore their way through. But that may be because I have access to some really good subs for the forest, like Robin, Shoutout Mancherry, Luffy Sanji, Verse Shanks. All of these characters are actually just really, really good. On the Jack stage, he is going to give us 2 turns of despair, but we can actually remove that with our Robin special. Robin's actually ridiculously good here, and we haven't actually needed her. We normally use her on the Hold'em stage, but thanks to Big Mom's ability of removing defensive effects, we don't really have to worry about that too much. We have Verse Shanks here to give us an orb boost, as well as a base stat boost, and then with the attack boost that we stockpile with Pudding, we can actually get ourselves an attack boost and actually take out Jack on the very first turn. Normally you'd stall a turn there, but like with this team, like it just does things that other teams like wouldn't do, which is like absolutely actually blew me away how easy this forest was with this particular character. This team is it's a dreamboat. And even with Shirahoshi Mancherry not getting a full buff, it just works so well because of their switch ability, not only giving overheal, which we have just a ridiculous amount of HP, and we just don't die because we have SEMLA slots for the entire run, but their switch ability can also remove Bind, Despair, as well as Slot Bind and Special Bind, which is very, very good for this particular forest. It's very, very powerful. Luffy and Zoro obviously have that same switch ability, and that's what makes Shirahoshi Mancherry so ridiculously strong here. On the next turn against Zoro, Law, and Sober Mask, we're going to use one of our Big Mom specials. That's going to give us a 2.5 times orb boost, and with that we can basically just kill here. You can hit some perfects if you want to, but if you take 2 turns here, that's also fine. But hitting some perfects is fine too, because like we have the super orb block at 4 turns, and it's very rare that you're actually going to hit more than like 1 perfect every now and again. Moving on to the Jack stage now. This is where like teams normally stall. He puts up 3 turns of damage reduction in Threshold, which doesn't mean jack shit to us, because Big Mom's actually going to remove 1 turn of that every single turn. Unfortunately, though, we do cop 3 turns of an attack down, and I couldn't find a way or anything at all to get an attack down support on this team. You might be able to like replace You might be able to replace shooting. I did it again. I'm tired. You might be able to replace pudding with something else, but the idea of pudding here was just to get cooldowns to make the run a little bit quicker anyway, as well as triggering the super type of Big Mom. With this stage against Jack, though, you can actually get the paralysis to proc, as Jack doesn't have full immunity, so there is the chance that Jack won't attack you, about 30% chance, and that way you can sort of just keep, like, I don't think he attacks us there, actually. You can actually just, like, get through this a little bit quicker anyway. Once the attack down goes away, you can start attacking Jack. However, he does blow away your friend captain for a second time once the attack down goes away, which is a little bit annoying. But remember, you do have all those SEMLA slots, so, like, you're going to be fine. Like, you're going to be absolutely hunky-dory. So don't stress too much, because you can just keep healing back up. SEMLA will kick in after he attacks, though, but the amount of healing you get from SEMLA orbs is just way, way, way bigger than what you would get from recovery. You have overheal with Shirahoshi Mancherry as well, and this team just doesn't die. Like, this Big Mom, she just doesn't die. SEMLA slots is, like, her greatest aspect, and, like, this forest just, like, showcases that to perfection. Because when you have a SEMLA slot, she's a 5.25 times captain, right? But her big gimmick is that, like, end of turn damage. For me, her big gimmick's the SEMLA slots. Like, that makes her so ridiculously powerful. They can't be rotated. They have a lot of healing. She gets a 5.25 times captain ability, and it just works absolutely crazy. The paralysis is like a nice touch. The defense removal, like the damage reduction and the threshold removal, it's like it's kind of niche. Like, I don't know how much you'll see that actually like used in play, but it's a nice little touch. As for the damage, it's great for obviously memeing old content and content that doesn't have normal attacks only. Plus, it's great for getting around resilience. So look, Big Mom, she's really, really good, and Forest is is a place that she shines. Long content is a place where this character really, really shines. Moving on to stage 19, we come against Kaido, and this is where we actually lose our recovery. So all of our recovery stat gets reduced drastically. But it doesn't matter, because we have 142,000 HP, and at this point, we don't need any more healing. Even with Kaido giving us a burn, like a 25k burn, we don't even really need to remove it, but we do. Literally just because. But you don't actually need to. Because of Shirahoshi Mancherry's special, we can then remove the 5 turns. The thing is, though, we are going to need Shirahoshi Mancherry's special back by the final stage. Not Shirahoshi Mancherry's special. Their switch ability back by the final stage. Because once you kill Kaido, he does revive, as well as give you special blinds. Entering this stage, if you do want to use Shirahoshi Mancherry, you need to make sure you don't enter as the quick variation. You need to make sure that you are the side variation when you enter the stage. Otherwise, you will cop 3 turns of special reverse. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter too much. You could, I was going to say you could probably use, like, the Leo support, but I think that would trigger when she hit the Kinemon and Conjurer stage. Let me know in the comment section below if you actually try that. Up against Kaido, once he revives, just sort of past the first turn. You don't really have to do too much. As you can see, like, we've got so much HP here. Like, it's just absolutely absurd how tanky this Big Mom is. And she has a lot of damage output as well, especially when you can keep SEMLA slots. And obviously with her special giving you SEMLA orbs, as well as being an in character that has the Magello ship, or also has access to the custard support, as well as her Tama. Like, she has so many good supports that can lock orbs as well. Like, she's a really, really good character. I don't know how she'll go in, like, arenas and stuff, but when it comes to long content like Forest and Revolution Army 2, and even like Dofi 2, she shines. She really, really shines. On the final stage against Hawkins, he turns into the opposite colors of your captain, but obviously interchangeable. So he will turn into an imp character to be the same as our captain. We get an orb boost and a base stat boost with Shanks. We have a super typing with Big Mom. That way we have an attack boost, an orb boost, and a base stat boost. And from there, we have some type advantage actually with our side characters too. It's all hunky-dory from here, and we can say goodbye to our boy, Basil Hawkins. So there you guys go. That was Big Mom versus Hawkins Forest. Absolute meme, and as I said, I don't know if I'll actually be, like, versing the Straw Forest or the Hawkins Forest moving forward with these new characters, because both Marco and Big Mom absolutely clapped it. But let me know in the comment section if you want to still see me take them down with the newer legends. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to belt the like button if you're new to the channel. Hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, if you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Lates!